there are pressures on you, but you also need to understand that there is anxiety amongst the human race, given the fact that this is a new entity they are dealing with. They don't know what's going on. All they know is that the heavy price they have to pay in terms of illnesses and lives, that are lost. And in that, I want to ask a couple of quick questions, Dr. Paul. Number one, when will you extend the vaccination cover to children? Number one. Do you think there is a balance between urban and rural vaccination strategies now that, it's not just through CoWIN but through direct registration? And the third, has India underreported deaths due to this pandemic? Three quick questions that I want to ask you.
Well, let me pick up the second question first. Second question is in regard to the spread of vaccination in the country. This is being tracked systematically, particularly from early May. 53% of vaccinations have taken place in rural areas overall. On the day when the record was created, on that day, 66% of the vaccination took place in rural areas. In fact, overall, our tribal areas have shown a coverage which is higher than the national average. 126 odd districts out of 178 demonstrate a higher level of coverage compared to tribal districts compared to the national average. 71% of typical centers are located in rural areas. And yes, as we move further, we must be enhancing this reach even further. But we are used to doing it. Every year there are 90 lakh UIP sessions that are held across the country, and overwhelming proportion of these are truly in the rural areas. The government, the state government, district administration, health authorities, they know how to conduct these sessions in the community. So I think there is no concern in this regard. It's only once the availability increases, there will be further and further spread, and every person will be reached. We can assure you that. Also, the point with regard to the pediatric vaccination on this, please remember, even today, I believe there is no recommendation from World Health Organization. Yes, a few countries have gone ahead and included children up to 12 years for vaccination because they found certain vaccines to be effective based on their data. So the condition for us to move forward is to find a vaccine, find a set of vaccines which would work on children, because safety in children is very important to be ensured. And typically, when you develop vaccines, you always start with adults and only then subject children, so that there is no undue risk for the growing body of the child. We have two vaccines, Covaxin under trial for children. The Cadila vaccine, which is yet to find the licensure, already includes children as a subset, and therefore the data would be available for children. So those two vaccines are being, shall we say, tested for use in children. Two other vaccines, we believe Covovax should be subjected to childhood vaccination program and efficacy, and I have had a word with Adar Poonawalla that should be a priority. And likewise, BioE vaccine, the subunit new vaccine that will come, we are encouraging them to simultaneously start the pediatric trial as well. We have more confidence to now go for pediatric trials, knowing from the overall experience. So the first part of the answer is that we need to have a vaccine which is safe in children. The second part is that when we do it, we would like to have a strategy which can cover a significant proportion of children. Children between 18 to 12 are about 13 crore children, and that vaccine is therefore to be a portion for them. Also, generally it is believed that the illness in children is minimal, although they are path of the virus spread, but the risk of serious disease is negligible, thank God for it. But yes, children will have to be eventually covered because they form part of the herd immunity cohort that eventually is necessary for breaking the chains of transmission. Your question about the underestimation of deaths, I think this will be answered in due course as we move along, because in addition to the current system of estimating deaths related to COVID-19, which means a special surveillance system that the Government of India has instituted, where cases that are positive are tracked for their outcome and they are reported on a daily basis as a daily bulletin. That's one system. But in addition, we have additional system of CRS system, of civil registration system, which is also a government system, by the way. And that government system is a bottom-up system, except that it covers only 25% of all deaths in the country, or roughly around that. And from that system, information will come. That information should be looked at. There are SOPs to interpret the findings, and those findings will be looked in totality and matched with other numbers. That's a government system. It's not a system which is outside the system. And this is there precisely because true estimates of the mortality and what underlies these mortalities is there. In addition, there is also the sample registration system which is available. Eventually, that will also provide data in this regard. So let the data appear. Let's not be conjectural on it. Yes, we can visualize that there could be deaths that occurred before a diagnosis by RT-PCR has been made. It is possible, and some adjustments of that nature would come, and these numbers will be harmonized.